Hello, people. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to take you right into your English lesson here. Today, you are writing the final conclusion part of your outline. So, tomorrow, you can write your entire essay. So, the work that we have been doing is really important, so your paper tomorrow is strong. I did spend a lot of time today doing comments. I'm still finishing up doing comments on your second reasoning, but I think that if you did well on your first reason, then I'm hoping their second is pretty similar. I'm excited to read your papers though. Just remember, give it your all, proofread. I think sometimes you guys write and you follow all the steps and you forget to proofread. So make sure when you're writing that you're proofreading before you turn it in just to catch some silly errors, okay? But today I have two things. If you need a little bit of a pep talk, I've got a quote right here that I think is really helpful. Whether maybe you're having a tough week just because of like quarantine and you're feeling a bit down, or like this digital school is kind of hard for you, which I get. It can be hard for me too at times. I miss seeing you guys, and it's just not the same. If we don't have class together, it's really just not the same. So if you're having a rough week, just remember every day you wake up, it starts all over again. Now, if you're having a great week and you're totally fine, then that's great for you too. I just had a challenge for some of my calligraphy lovers. If you like calligraphy, how about you give it a shot recreating this quote right here? You can either make it your own, or you can try and do it exactly like they did here and send me a picture of it. That can be our challenge today. So now on to classwork. If you could say hello in today's morning check-in. My numbers are dwindling there. Please say hi. I like reading what you have to say. I also enjoy when you don't just say no, yes, okay. Tell me something interesting. I read them every day, so I like to hear how you're doing. And then you'll watch this video just for some last final tips on how to conclude your paper in like a strong finish. And then you do this little outline. This might not take you too long today, and just like yesterday, if that's the case, then you have a little bit of extra free time. You can either use that for yourself for a brain break. You can um, go back to my homepage. I link specials there. You could go to specials areas and do something a little different today once you're done, kind of brain break for the rest of English class, whatever you want to do. You could read a book, it's up to you. But let's pull up what we've got going on. If it loads, maybe. Hello. Let's see. Let's open it up here. It should be fine for you though. Okay. So again, you're just writing the body system that you picked here at the top each time to kind of refocus yourself, but also remind me because I'm reading all of these every day, so I'm not going to remember because I read it the other day if you don't write it here. But today, all you have to do is write your conclusion. And it says in here that you want to reinforce your opinion. So if enforcing the rules means to make people follow the rules, if you reinforce something, it means that you're saying it again, you're reminding people what you think. So you are reinforcing your opinion. This essay, you've been saying your opinion about which body system makes the most healthy lifestyle the entire time. But right now you want to say it again, and you want to say it in a different way. You don't want to repeat yourself completely. And I know that kind of can get tricky, but there is some good insight here. So reflect on the importance of your opinion. What do you want your readers to remember about the body system you chose? I think this is a really good place to start. So if you don't want to just repeat yourself again, why don't you tell the reader why you're right? Like, you could have picked any body system that you wanted and you chose yours for a reason. So why don't you reflect or think back on why the body system you chose is so important? And just kind of talk about that as a conclusion. And what do you want the reader to remember? So just think of me. I'm your reader, right? And I'm reading 49 of these papers. So at the end of your paper, what do you want me to remember the most about the body system that you chose? That's a really great way to think of your conclusion. It's your last chance to convince me that you're right about this body system that you chose. So think of it that way. I would try to write at least 3 sentences in this. I wouldn't maybe write more than 4 or 5 because this is just your opinion. You don't have to back it up with a quote here, so it might not be too long. Probably around 3 sentences, like I said. But that's all you have to do today. Just close out your paper. It's just as important as your hook because it makes the reader remember how much they enjoyed hearing what you had to say. Um, a little bit of tips I was writing in comments. Try to avoid being vague and saying words like it. I saw that a lot. It is important because, or because of the book, I said this. So you want to use your system name as much as possible. So try and make your conclusion specific. Don't just say like, it is important, and I hope you learned that in my paper. Say the nervous system is the most important, and I hope that you take away reading my paper blank. I hope that you always remember this about your nervous system. I will try and make up a little bit of a stem for you, but I don't know that you necessarily need it here. Let me think. And please feel free to delete this and do your own if you would rather. But if you need a little bit more support right now, I would say after reading, I hope that you will always remember blank about the blank system. That would be my first suggestion of a sentence because you're bringing it back to that most important part about the body system that you chose. But you do need to write more than this one sentence. So after reading, I hope that you always remember blank about the blank system. Um, if you reflect on the facts I shared with you, I think you will agree that the blank system is the most essential to human health. Okay, two things here. Your conclusion, you really want to bring it back to human health. Don't wander off into other topics. Focus on human health. That's what your question was about. And the second thing, I did notice some people saying in their body systems, they were saying the heart, if you're, or like the lungs or blood. If you're naming an organ or a function of the body, you want to make sure that you talk about the body system. All right, so don't talk about the organ. You can use that as your reasoning and as your details, but whenever you talk about what is essential to human health, you want to mention the body system that you chose specifically, because that's the scientifically correct term to use. Okay, guys, so that is all for today. I'm really excited to see your papers all come together tomorrow. You do have science today. Whenever you're done with this, if you want to take a little brain break, like I said, head on over to science after that. And I will see you there, I guess. Bye, guys.